Sometimes the stuff is good, sometimes it's puzzling. Sometimes I'm not sure. Maybe it really is garbage. Well, these cups, you know, you think that they're just worth nothing because whatever, there's 50 in a sleeve. I mean, 50 cups like this, I know they don't have lids, the lids you'd have to buy, but even if you wanted 50 paper cups like this, these are good quality ones. Solo, that's a known company. So, I don't know. I mean, would this be 10 bucks a sleeve? 8 bucks a sleeve? I can't see it being cheaper. I guess if you bought hundreds of these sleeves, they'd be 5 bucks a sleeve maybe. But anyway, I've got 14 sleeves, 5 bucks a piece, 50, 60, 70. The cups are worth money, but as a consumable, they're really valuable because even if you use them, they're worth more. When I was running for mayor and I had drinks at one place and I had to buy cups, guess what? A sleeve of these cups cost me 20 bucks. That's just nuts with lids because I was in a has-to situation. So sometimes, like I said, you should be always grateful. Don't be ungrateful for what you get. You'd be surprised what it's really worth if you put your mind to thinking around it. It's about value. Okay, so these are Bogan speakers.
May I have your attention, please?
So you can, there's the back, and this is the front, and there's 4 of them. So this isn't like a stereo setup. This is a true proper address, PA, public address system, set of speakers, meaning this would be in a warehouse, a school gym, factory, whatnot. And as you can see from the back, there's all these little screws so you can put different wires in. So you could have this patch through to different people in different departments and different offices with, say, microphones. Maybe they might be in the office looking down at the warehouse, whatever. So these aren't for listening to music on. This is public address for voice mainly. It might have music on it. So finding something like this is pretty cool because it's industrial. Now, is it easy to get rid of? Probably not, because this is older and there's probably a lot of these floating around. But nevertheless, there's 4 in this box. There could be minimum 50 bucks for the 4 of them. Could it be 150? I don't know. Maybe if you found the right person that needed them right away. Supply and demand and someone's need dictates the price, but they're always going to be at least 50 bucks, these little sets of speakers. If you bought them from the supplier, even though they're older product and they've been around a long time, this type of thing, probably maybe even $50 a piece to 100 bucks a piece. Because they come in a housing and they come wired in a way specific for a very specific public address use. My handy helper, Ron. Ron, can you put the vacuum up here? Yep. Well, let me tell you one thing. I was going to buy a vacuum, and I went into Canadian Tire, and I realized that some of these vacuums cost a lot. Now, this is a Dyson. Now, Canadian Tire, I've seen them on sale. They're already 120 bucks. But Dysons, like something like this, these things, you know, they're $300. It's ridiculous, or more. So I took this, and I took a flyer. But what it was I think somebody moved, and it was filled with dirt, and they're just too lazy to clean it. So sometimes you get things that are really low level, but then we've got to think outside the box and try to remember what the product is, what the current rate is for it. So the cost of things in stores now, I think this Dyson would probably be worth about $300 to $400. We turned it on, it works perfectly. It's all here. I washed it out, took it out. It's got good suction. I could probably get 70 bucks for it, 50 bucks used easy. So sometimes just items that people put on the side of the road have to be part of your agenda. You try not to come home with an empty vehicle. Don't be ungrateful because, you know, even if I'm in there and I find a pen or paper or pad, you use this stuff. Don't turn your nose up and get jaded. You have to keep appreciating the value of everything you see. You have to think. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Well, at least 300 is a minimum, maybe 450. But it'll be easier because these are things that people use or might need in smaller quantities. When you have a whole ton of stuff that's electronic that has a problem and you got to work through it, you got to invest a lot of time and labor. Finding stuff like this is sometimes better because it's more common, it'll sell faster out of the blue. It's oddballish, but you'll get your money quicker for it. I mean, someone wants to use vacuum, someone wants some extra cups for a scout meeting or to sell lemonade at a stand, and somebody wants to take some speakers and wire up their little small business in a warehouse. I mean, that's where you're going to get things quicker. When you have 1,000 of one thing, you might have to make 1,000 individual sales. So you can't, like I said, again, going back to the moral of the story today is don't be jaded. Always be grateful because, to be honest, if you turn your nose up on the little stuff, you won't get the big stuff. So the whole thing is that's like that old adage, watch the pennies, the dollars watch themselves. I watch the lowest of the low garbage and I find value. Then I find the bigger value later and understand it better because I learn to appreciate even the worst stuff.